Hello, in this video we're going to discuss how we can launch activity flights that we have saved in your inventory of flights and our fully tutored missions for learning how to fly. It's quite simple to do. I've opened Prepared and we're on our default field. When we press the Alt key, that will display our menu. And from the menu we're going to go to Scenario, Load. And here we can load a variety of different flights. You'll notice that there are flights that have a yellow star, and here I have clicked on Show Only My Favorites. This will narrow the list of displayed flights, and I'm just going to hit the title bar to order them. The first group of flights are A, New York City at dusk, A1 Extra, London, England. A2 is a P-51, A3 is a seaplane over New York Harbor, A4 is landing a 747 Heavy at Chicago O'Hare at night, and A5 is an A320 Airbus set up on runway 4 at LaGuardia, and you can fly the Miracle on the Hudson in the US Airways A320. But for our purposes now, we're going to go and launch one of the activity flights, and that is the A1 Extra London, England. And that is going to place us in the Red Bull Extra stunt plane over the River Thames in London. One of the things that you and your students should do is explore the landmarks of London and the basic geography of London or any other city on the planet before you go and fly there. The mission that we're going to fly will present us with a nice simple flight right down the River Thames, and we'll get to see all of the sights. While I have a minute here, I want to just go over some of the switches on the throttle quad, and these switches might be assigned slightly differently depending upon the controls that you're using. We have up and down positions here, and so the up first switch is a pause, and that will just stop everything. The up second switch is a reset, and that'll allow you to reset the mission so that you can put the next student in. The third up switch is giving us our engine start. If for some reason the engine is stalled, we want to make sure the mixture is up and the idle is down, and we can hit that switch and it will reload. We also have set a switch to put the GPS up, and by clicking that it will put your GPS up. And we also have a switch on the left that's set for your radio stack, and we can display that at any time. So now we've loaded our flight over London, and I'm just going to release the pause. I'm going to give it some power, and here we are flying down the River Thames. I'm going to go into the cockpit view, and here you'll see Tower Bridge, the Pineapple Building, and as you fly down the river you'll find the London Eye and Big Ben, Parliament Building, and Westminster Abbey, and other landmarks that you may be familiar with. And so it's quite simple to do this. Now, the next step will be to launch a different saved mission, and so I'm going to come back up here to Scenario, Load, Load. And now I will be presented with our list of saved flights again, and I'm going to reorder them by hitting the title bar, and you'll see that there are missions that are saved in here, and they're named Mission M and a number and then the description. In this example, I'm going to select Fundamentals of Takeoff. These are fully tutored missions that will direct you and your students on what to do in the aircraft, and we're going to fly through boxes in the sky, and when we get to the yellow hoop at the end, if you have completed all the boxes successfully, it's going to celebrate by going da 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 da, and the purpose of this is to build self-esteem. We present a certificate of accomplishment to our students at various levels as they pass these missions. I like to use these certificates for kids to take home, show their parents they've learned how to fly, and put it up on their wall. And we want to encourage building of self-esteem. So You will hear that there is a verbal tutorial.
We'll take off from a public airport and fly through the corresponding boxes.
And I'm just going to follow the directions as we fly this.
Okay, let's begin. First, set your flaps to 10.
So it's asking for 10 degrees of flaps, and so I'm going to go to the outside view.
Then advance the
I'm going to click in this case, the down switch, and now we have 10 degrees of
The
flaps.
airplane has a left turning tendency. To stay on the runway center line, gently push your right foot on the rudder pedals.
So I'm going to turn the volume down here. And what we're going to pay attention to is our airspeed indicator, because we want to rotate the plane at 60 knots and maintain 10 to 20 degrees nose up as we fly through the boxes. As always, you can zoom in and zoom out. And we're going to now go to full power. This plane has a slight left turning tendency, and so if it moves to the left, you induce a very tiny bit of right rudder just to hold us on the center line. And as we approach 60 knots, we're going to begin our rotation. So we're just at 60 knots here. I'm going to gently pull back on the yoke. And as we accelerate and generate lift, we're going to take off. We can always get a look at that. We're going to be coached to remove the flaps at 300 feet, and so we're now approaching 300 feet. And as we approach 300, I'm going to retract the flaps. We can always validate that visually. And I'm going to continue now to fly the plane through the boxes, and you'll hear a bing as you go through each box. We're at 15 degrees nose up, we're at 80 knots, we're approaching 500 feet. And now we're going to roll to a heading of 50 degrees. We took off, and now we are approaching 700 feet. And as we proceed through the roll to the left, we're going to be on what's called the crosswind leg. So that's going to present us at 90 degrees to the runway. And you'll see that as we complete the climb out, you will be able to fly through the last two boxes. And I'm going to put the sound back up so you can hear what happens when we complete the mission.
You are now on the crosswind leg. The yellow hoop is in front of you. Maintain a straight and level flight to complete this mission.
We want to fly right through the yellow hoop. Every mission has a yellow hoop at the end. I've trimmed the plane out so we're flying level, and I don't have to hold the yoke. We're at 1,100 feet. And now we have celebrated.
Congratulations. You have completed the fundamentals of takeoff mission. You may continue to fly.
So we can always hit the reset button, and that will return the plane to the beginning of the mission. Always remember to bring the throttle back down to idle because we're going to be on the runway. You can go up to scenario, load, and you can load not only all of our tutored missions, but we have saved in the inventory of flights every Caribbean island and every Central and South American country with a Cessna 172 on the runway, so that students can explore the heritages of their family. I hope that this has been informative, and as always, if you have any questions, please call us at 203-527-5747. Thank you.